Hello guys, this is Model R3102 here. Once again, welcome back to the layout. I'm making this video just to pretty much wish everyone, all my YouTube viewers and subscribers, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And for those of you that don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. The last couple clips I showed on this video were just a couple trains I ran. First one was a manifest with my two Intermountain SD40-2s. One of them is the second run of the SD40-2Ws with Tsunami Sound, and then the other one was the first run of the Intermountain SD40-2s, and that was equipped with Tsunami Sound. That was requested by my local hobby store when they originally got the first couple Intermountain units that were supposed to have Loc Sound in them. And then the second one was an OR Intermodal pair of Athearn ACEs they have. One of them I showed was the one that I acquired back in July from a pre-order that I pre-ordered last year. Like I said, that came out in July. And then my NS Heritage unit. And then my third one was my Kato SD38-2 running a special train, as I'll say it. So 2015 was a very successful year for me. I was able to start on a brand new layout. As you can tell on my last number of videos that I've posted on YouTube. It's not the biggest layout by all means, but it's enough that I can start running 10 to 20 car trains. I know in the video that I just showed you, I could barely fit a train on the siding with 15 regular manifest cars and 2 6-axle locomotives. So that was a pretty tight squeeze for the most part. Although it could have been tighter, but whatever. I've also, like I usually do, acquire more locomotives. For an example, I acquired a Athearn Genesis SD60M in the BNSF this year in the Great Pumpkin scheme. And then an Athearn Ready to Roll SD60 that I want to get Tsunami Sound in next year. And then I got some more rolling stock. Crude oil car, got a couple box cars, grain hoppers, etc. In 2016, I have a lot of goals for 2016. It's not a big list, but it's a good, decent sized list. I want to install at least 3 TCS Keep Alive decoders on my Tsunami equipped locomotives, equipped from the factory or aftermarket decoders, because as you can tell on even your layouts that your locomotives can stall on turnouts and in a couple more dead spots, and I've found out that Keep Alives would definitely help out my layout majorly. Got a couple locomotives that do go dead on turnouts and stuff, and then a couple random spots. But once I install them in some of my locomotives, then they won't have that issue. Well, at least for now. Hopefully forever. And I also plan on installing a couple more Tsunami aftermarkets in some of my locomotives. Like I said, my Athearn Ready to Roll SD60, I'd like to get that installed by summer of 2016. And then I also like to get a couple more in. Haven't thought of which ones to get it installed in, but you know what I mean. Some of you people have talked about my Intermountain Gevo after I made the video a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, on that bad speaker issue. Here's the locomotive. I got it back from Intermountain a couple weeks ago, and as most of you can figure out, it was in fact a loose wire. Mountain repaired it, and they apparently repaired something else. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but they apparently repaired something else. So that's that. At least they fixed that, because that was bugging me majorly. For the most part, that's it. Another project I want to get to next year is renumbering my Athearn Genesis SD60M that I acquired back at Trainfest this year. It's numbered 8197. It was renumbered from 9297 back in 2007, I believe. 2007 or 2008, to make room for the SD70 ACEs. Renumbered it to 8197. And then by the time Athearn announced the SD60M runs back last year, in I believe summer of last year, BNSF renumbered 8197 to number 1474 to make room for the more of the ugly, as what I like to call them, ugly ES44C4s that are way too common on our railroads, on our railroad main lines these days. Another project I like to get to next year is installing a couple more brass horns from Details West onto some more of my locomotives. Horns a little bit more of a big deal, especially on the Canadian National side, because as you can tell, Canadian National likes to install random different horns on some of its locomotives. For example, I went down to DePlainville, down by Pewaukee, Wisconsin, back in November. Already a couple of the CN 2900s have Nathan P5 horns. In fact, one of them was a locomotive that was built with Tier 4 credits this spring, and already has a P5 horn. So that's how fast CN is changing out some of these horns on some of its locomotives. From what I know, CN 2941 had its K5HLL horn replaced in less than 3 months. That's how quick they changed that horn on. And I believe that horn as a detail is mightily important. And to have sounds that match the close enough to the prototype is especially important. I know Athearn has botched the horns on what horn they would install on the locomotives. For an example, they did the SD45T-2s in the DMIR CN paint just recently. They're classified as SD40-3s on the DMIR. They decided to put RS5T horns on those locomotives when not one single DMIR locomotive in the history has had an RS5T horn. Now, this I don't know if that's absolutely correct, but I know that the tunnel motors have never had RS5T horns whatsoever. And then for the SD70s and the CN paint lettered for IC, and this is the reason why I did not go after a Athearn Genesis SD70 the first time. It was because not only do they not have a P5 horn on file for the factory equipped tsunami decoders, but they also had the incorrect horn on the SD70s. I've checked photos number of times. I've even caught 1002 a couple times. Neither 1002, 1008, 1012, or 1039 has K5 horns that Athearn put on, which I've told Athearn a number of times, please put on the correct horns or change them before you put them in officially in production, and they've failed to listen to me. And like I said, horns to me is a big deal. especially if you're going to be modeling Canadian National, because they can change them out in a hurry. So that's that. Other than that, have a good Christmas, fellas.